Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Ellis with today's art lesson. We are going to make some name aliens. And here are the materials you'll need. You'll need some plain printer paper. I have an extra sheet in case I make a mistake. You'll need a pencil with an eraser in case you make a mistake. And we'll need a black Sharpie marker and color pencils. I recommend color pencils for this, although if you want to, you can use markers. Certainly you can use markers. I just find that markers sometimes bleed through onto your background right through the paper. So color pencils are good for this, or markers. And of course, if you're using color pencils, you'll need to have a sharpener because those points wear down very quickly. So with that, let's begin. Okay. You need to take your paper. I'll put the other one on the side in case I need it. You take your paper and you fold it in half like a hot dog bun. Try and get corner to corner and then fold it. When you fold it, really press down. I use my sort of fingernail and press down because when you open it up, you really want to see that fold. It's very important. Now you close your paper up and keep it so that the fold, see, this is the crease or the fold. This should be down, facing down near your stomach, okay? There. Now, you're going to take your pencil. Here's where your cursive writing becomes so important, boys and girls, because you can't do this with print. It needs to be cursive. So if you don't know your cursive yet, maybe you can get a grown-up to help you with it. But you're going to have to write your first name in big cursive letters all the way across. You have to fit it in all the way across. Now, if you have a very, very long name like Aloysius Sylvania, you better shorten it to a nickname. But first, when you're thinking of how to do your name, write in the air so you can kind of practice and see where your letters are going to be so you don't run out of space. All right, I'm going to use the name Brian, B-R-Y-A-N. So I'm going to practice in the air. B-R-Y-A, I end up right here. That means I have to spread out my letters, make them bigger. B-R-Y-A-N. There, that's it. Now when you're doing letters in cursive that would go below the paper, like a Y or a G or a J, you have to change it a little bit. You have to bring the letter up near the top. And you'll see with the name Brian. All right, we start with capital B all the way at the top. You don't have to press too hard. A big B. Make sure your letters come all the way down to the bottom of the fold. They have to come all the way down. Next, I'll put my R right next to my B. I'll attach it. R, down to the bottom. Now this is what I meant. Normally the Y would come down, but we don't do that. So bring it Y, down. See how I brought the Y up and then the bottom part would be here instead of down here normally. A, down to the bottom. And don't make your letters too small. Make them big. And N, down to the bottom, up and around and finished. There. Now when you've done that, you're going to take your Sharpie marker. Now this is where I like to put a little piece of cardboard that I work with so I don't go through the paper. All right, So, going to go over it. Just trace over your letters. Trace over B. Of course, you're not going to say Brian. You're going to be somebody else's name. All right. E. Here's another name I did in case you wanted to see. This is Angela. Angela. I'll take this away so you can see. Angela. Once again, large letters, and the G comes up, and we're going to, here we go. We're going to open it up. Now, once again, you need a piece of paper under you. Since I didn't make a mistake, I'll use this paper under me, because I know my Sharpie markers are going to go right through. A. If you go out of your pencil line a little bit, that's okay. There. A. Down to the bottom. N. And that G, remember the G had to come all the way up because it couldn't hang over. G. Oh, I forgot that. So I'll have to go back in there. E. Big tall L. Right to the N. L. A. There. Angela. All right. Now, when you turn your paper over, you're going to see that the Sharpie marker went through the other end. That's why I put something underneath. When that happens, go over it again. Just follow what you did before. Even though it's kind of, you're writing backwards, that's okay. A. Here we go backwards. You see how I did that? Backwards, there. Until you finish the whole name. You finish the whole name. Once again, if you went out of your lines a little bit, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all going to work out in the end. But it's important to stay as close as you can to your letters. There. It's almost like you're not even writing the letters, you know. You're sort of creating spaces in between. Your letters are creating shapes. There. So you've got it here and here. Now close up. Okay. Now flip this over and fold it. Again, I'll show you again. Here's where we started. We started with Angela. Then we opened it up and traced it again here. Now fold it back on that fold that you made. That's why I said it has to be real important to see that fold. And flip it over. And you can see through. You see with Sharpie how you can see through the paper? It's kind of thin. And trace it again. Hold your paper down and you'll be able to see through it if you use the black Sharpie. Each letter. Here we go. A, N, G, G, E, L. I can see right through my paper. L, A. There. Now when you open it up, there's your design. There's Angela. And here's one with Brian that I did earlier. This is, remember Brian? B-R-Y-A-N. I did it with Brian's. Each one's going to be a little bit different. Now what you do when you have it is you go in with your colored pencils, and you see what kind of alien you can make out of this. Let's see, these look like eyes a little bit, or even these you can add to it. These look like big eyes. These look like wings. Whatever you can figure out. And here's Brian that I did. Okay, here's Brian, and here's my name, Alien Brian. All right, remember, all of this is part of your alien. I added teeth here, and I added a little beak and eyes in here, and a tongue down there. You can use your Sharpie to add more. Once again, boys and girls, let's see what you do with your name alien. Please take a picture when you're done and send it to my email. For those of you that don't remember what my email is, it's Ellis Artie Smarties Ellis Artie Smarties at gmail.com. Take a picture and send it to me. I love to see your work, and I cannot wait to see your name aliens. Bye, boys and girls. See you next time.